Today I'm going for the Platinum Trophy in Final Fantasy X, and in order to do this, I'm going to have to complete the sphere grid for all party members, which is over 100 hours of grinding. I'm gonna have to play mini games that are gonna make you want to rage quit. Spawned on my... No! And I'm gonna have to dodge 200 bolts of lightning in a row without screwing up. And these are just some of the biggest challenges that await you in Final Fantasy X's trophy list. I'm starting this platinum journey going with the Expert Sphere Grid, as this will affect character progression differently. Also, pro tip, the arranged OST is excrement. Always choose original because it's one of the greatest soundtracks ever made. All the music you're gonna hear throughout this video is from the original soundtrack. So you're gonna see what I mean real fast. And now it was time for me to jump into what I believe to be one of the greatest JRPG experiences of all time. Very early on in the game, I would earn my first trophy for finding an Albed primer. Collecting all of these will allow us to translate the Albed language, spoken frequently throughout the game. Knowing what the Albed were saying would be impossible otherwise.
I said I don't understand.
He talks to me like I'm a goddamn chimp. It's worth mentioning that there is also a trophy for locating all 26 Albed primers throughout the game, and some of them are missable, making this the only missable trophy on the list. So I would really have to make sure not to fuck this one up. And creating backup saves would be essential for avoiding disaster. All it takes is your mind wandering for a few minutes for you to miss one. Okay, this shit, the Albed primer is on screen right now. Chat, where is it? Someone point it out. Oh fuck, this bitch! This bitch escorted me off the premises. Holy fuck. It's right here. Very well hidden. Continuing to progress the story, during this little puzzle dungeon, I fucked up, and I missed some optional loot that's actually really good in the early game. And so I loaded up a save file to go back and get it. And because I love this game, every time I replay it, I usually watch the cutscenes willingly. But I never actually realized that this remaster doesn't let you skip cutscenes. And this is a cardinal sin, pun intended. Wait. You could skip cutscenes in this game, right? I mean, I don't think you could back on PS2, but I'm surely the remaster lets you. Oh, does it not? Oh, shit. Oh, no! This is unforgivable, and I will never, ever not complain about unskippable cutscenes. There is never any justification for this, and anyone who says otherwise is factually wrong. If you want to make the argument that you should watch a cutscene on your first playthrough, fine. But I have hundreds of hours on this game, and for repeat playthroughs, this is absolutely unacceptable. I hate this, and it's literally my only gripe with this remaster. But anyways, I would get my next trophy for completing the puzzle dungeon, and that was that. Now, regarding that loot in the previous dungeon that I went back for, that was one of 6 secret treasures that could be found throughout the Cloister of Trials that you encounter regularly throughout the story. These treasures require you to solve an optional puzzle in order to retrieve them. They're not needed to progress the story, however they are needed in order to platinum, as one of the summons we need to acquire later on has these treasures as a prerequisite in order to obtain it. And so I made sure to never leave any of these dungeons without the treasure. My next trophy would be for learning the Jet Shot. You're given this minigame where you have to input directional commands in order to get rid of the text that appears on screen. Get rid of enough text in a timely manner, and you'll successfully learn the Jet Shot and earn the trophy. This will allow us to use the Jet Shot during Blitzball matches, and having this move for Blitzball was imperative, but more on that later. Alternatively, if you miss the Jet Shot here, it is possible to go back and get it later in the game. but I wanted to be respectable. So I went ahead and got it on my first try, hoping to impress you guys.
Whoa, what's that called?
Doesn't have a name. Anyone can do it if they try.
I love how he tries to downplay it. Oh yeah, this famous shot that my famous father invented doesn't have a name. Anyone can do it. Literally anyone. A chimp can do it. Let me just disrespect the shit out of my dad. Not much farther into the game, we have our introduction to Blitzball, which is a prominent minigame that I'm gonna have to spend a good chunk of my time on in the future in order to platinum. Blitzball is a big part of the game, and so learning all the rules and exactly how to play is pretty important. Although this can feel quite daunting for new players, speaking from experience. For story-related reasons, your first game of Blitzball has the odds heavily stacked against you, and it's far more likely that you're gonna eat shit instead of taking home the W. Because with teammates like these, there's not much you can do about this.
So what's our goal?
To do our best! Nope, we got a new goal now.
Nope.
Our new goal is victory!
Victory! These fucking bots I got for teammates. Holy shit. I thought my teammates in Marvel Rivals were giving me trouble. These guys just heard the word victory for the first time. Yeah, these guys are pretty underlevel, and their stats are mostly terrible, making your first game extremely difficult to win. And despite knowing all this, I really wanted to win my first game. And so I busted my ass in order to do this. Can I just, holy, the whole team's here, bro. Okay, who can I break? I can break none of them. Shit. No, I can't even break one dude. Fuck. Please make it. Yes. Oh. All right, I just need one more goal. Yeah, scoring that goal would have been damn near impossible without the jack shot, which was another reason that it was so important to get it when I did. To my knowledge, the Jack Shot is the greatest technique that you have access to in the entire minigame. This move is incredibly overpowered, and if used correctly, it will result in a goal almost every single time. Okay, I could break here, and then I guess just shoot. Fuck it. It'll make it. Wait, that should have been a goal. Are you shitting me? Fucking Yevon has forsaken me, dude. I didn't want to win anyway.
Oh, it's Waka! He's back on the field and ready to go!
Wait, so who gets benched now is the important question. They bench the guy with 2 pass and 2 block. That guy was shit. Get him out of here. Wait, did I lose Titus for this? If I don't have Jack Shot, there's no fucking way I'm doing this. Well, damn it, I'm fucked. And then the unthinkable happened, and I proceeded to make the most unbelievable clutch shot, thus winning the game. Yes! Oh my god, wait a minute! Wait a minute!
Unbelievable! The Aurochs win, folks!
Yes!
One for the record!
My homies, I did it for you! Yes! Win a Blitzball match. Oh my god. You know how hard it is to fucking get that trophy on that match? Oh my, I'm so fucking happy I won that. I have never gotten this trophy this early in the game before, because normally I always lose that first match. So even though this trophy is not hard to get whatsoever, getting the trophy this way made it so much more special to me, and I was very proud of myself. After Blitzball, the focus returned to a more traditional JRPG experience, grinding through various battles and leveling up, while progressing the story, eventually earning my next trophy for recruiting all playable party members. All the while, I was making sure not to miss a single Albed primer along the way, as that was my greatest concern during this playthrough. I think you missed it? No fucking way, dude. Oh my, and they even locked me from backtracking? Are you shitting me? Yeah, it's funny because this area I'm in has the most highly missable Albed primers, and the game even seems to make an effort to make you miss them. Like right after this mandatory battle, it's so incredibly easy to not even realize that there's a room here with a primer in it, and so I just walked right past it. But hey, that's what guides are for, and thankfully I didn't pass a point of no return. Oh, there's a freaking room here! Huh? There we go, now we're all caught up. But because this game is just fantastic, the journey was never boring. It was full of laughter, and there was almost always a smile on my face. I fucking love this game. Give me your shit! Oh! Dead. The animation on the bird's attack is so fucking funny. It's like, meow. I love that animation. I want to see you platinum the FF13 trilogy personally. I honestly can't really see that happening. Jesus Christ. Waka's attack animation on himself, that shit's comedy gold, dude. I'm sending you out of here now. I'm escorting you off the premises with extreme prejudice. Boom. Oh, yes. I did not think I was gonna get that right now. Holy shit. That's my girl. After earning my next story-related trophy, I would have the opportunity to explore a completely optional area. And it was here that I could get my hands on the most powerful summon in the game, as well as one of my personal favorites, Yojimbo. I love that the dog fucking drop kicks you. He's such a boss. Just going in drop kicking fools. It's never not funny. In order to acquire him, I would have to negotiate payment. What he initially asks of you is essentially all of the money you would have accumulated by this point. And if you agree to this offer, he basically bankrupts your ass. But by carefully adjusting your counter offers, you can actually get him to lower his asking price quite significantly, which is obviously in our best interest. And after doing this a few times, we permanently are granted access to Yojimbo, thus earning me another trophy. Now let's get into what makes this Aeon the most powerful summon in the game. Every playable party member, including the summons themselves, all have their own unique ultimate attack that you can use once the overdrive meter has successfully been filled. You will be relying on these attacks throughout the whole game, as they are incredibly powerful, and Yojimbo's overdrive in particular, called Zanmato, without question stands above the rest. The only caveat is that this summon does not fight in any traditional sense, meaning you cannot ever choose the attack you want him to use in combat. Instead, you will have to pay him an amount of money that you think best reflects the attack that you want him to do. Basically, the idea is that the more money you offer him, the more generous he will be, and hopefully use one of his more powerful attacks as opposed to one of his weaker ones. Now, there is extensive research that has been done online regarding this mechanic. I'm talking years of discussion regarding how best to manipulate this to your favor. But I don't need any of that, because I am the Zanmato Whisperer. And when I need Yojimbo to use Zanmato, despite the RNG element, he uses it. Will this be the time? Here you go, sir. No fucking way! Yeah! I still got the touch, baby! I still got it! Holy shit, I'm still different. Zanmato. The most powerful one-shot in video games. And just so you know, that move, Zanmato, kills any and every boss in the game, no matter the circumstance. Even the post-game most difficult super bosses can all succumb to Zanmato. No matter how low level you are, doesn't matter. Yeah, as you might expect, this move is so powerful that it quite literally breaks the game. And having access to a tool like this comes in handy, to say the least. But more on that later. Now that we've talked about one of the coolest things in the game, let's go ahead and do the exact opposite and talk about one of the worst things in this game, Kimahri. This is the worst party member in the game. You know it, I know it. At some point, we just gotta face facts. And so naturally, I would neglect him for the entire game. But of course, the game decides that this character should have a boss battle all to himself. Because wouldn't that be cool? Except it wouldn't. Normally, this would be terrifying, considering how underleveled Kimahri would likely be from hours of neglect. But thank God they decided to make this boss fight easy as piss. It's almost as if the game knows how weak your Kimahri is by this point. And in turn, the bosses seem to be equally just as shit. It's pretty awesome. Anyways, there's a trophy directly tied to Kimahri's Lancet ability, which allows you to steal the special moves from your enemies and use them for yourself. And this trophy requires us to steal every single ability that could be obtained throughout the game. And as it turns out, you could get every single one of these abilities from this boss battle, except for one, which I will have to wait until much later in the game to get. But still, this is a significant amount of trophy progress, so I thought I'd mention it. My next trophy was for defeating one of the major story bosses. This is a 3-phase fight, which means it's pretty fucking long. And you better hope to God that you're not underleveled going into this one, because just before this battle starts, you have to watch one of the longest cutscenes in the game. And remember, they can't be skipped. And even though this cutscene is fantastic, the fear of having to watch it again is scarier than the boss itself. And so I made damn sure that I didn't lose, and bopped my trophy. Also, before leaving, I made sure to grab this treasure chest in the boss's room. The real ones will know. Once the boss has been defeated, we are finally granted access to the airship. So now we can not only revisit all of the previous locations throughout the game, but we can also access many new ones. And this is probably the best part of the game. Now we have the freedom to work on pretty much any trophy that we want. But before really exploring the end game, I decided to nab one last story-related trophy first. My next order of business was to acquire a weapon with the ability No Encounters, because getting into a battle every few seconds tends to become a little irritating when you're trying to get shit done. Unfortunately, getting gear with this ability is actually pretty hard to do, because it's an incredibly rare drop from certain enemies, and farming it for me almost took 3 hours, which is pretty damn unlucky. But eventually I got it, and being able to avoid battles indefinitely would be invaluable for many reasons. Now with that out of the way, it was time to start tackling the more important tasks. The first one being Chocobo training. There's 4 rounds of training. For the first one, you have to fight the Chocobo to make it run straight, while the Chocobo is desperately trying to make sure that you fail. Oh shit. Ow. Ow. But failure isn't in my resume when it comes to trophies, and so I made that bitch run as straight as possible. Nice. For round 2, the Chocobo isn't fighting you this time, and you can control it freely. All the while, Yevon is sending spontaneously spawning blitz balls at you, and so we gotta dodge them. Holy... those... Okay, those come at you in a way that I was not expecting. They track you, like, pretty decently. Whoa! I still made it. Naturally, Yevon's pretty pissed that that didn't work. And so now they would pull out the big guns for round 3 and start sending sky demons with blitz balls at the same time. Fuck! Oh my no. I still made it! No way. For round 4, we're gonna have to race the Chocobo trainer to the other side of the plains. But there's a catch. Collecting balloons along the way will reduce your timer, while getting hit by Yevon's sky demons will only add to your timer. And whoever finishes with the lower timer by the end wins. And so here we go. Oh! Woo! Oh my god. Oh shit. Well, she's getting fucked up, dude. No! Fuck! That's a bull! Woo! After tallying all the birds and balloons, our total times are... Yes, sir. Whenever you type breaker on record, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Ooh, level 3. After having completed Chocobo training, we can now ride Chocobos for free whenever we want. Although that wasn't the only reason that we went through all this. Now I would have to earn what was easily one of the most difficult trophies to get in the game. I would have to beat the Chocobo trainer in a race once again, except this time I had to finish with a time of 000. The only way to do this is to collect as many balloons as possible, while avoiding Yevon's sky demons at the same time. This may sound straightforward, but this trophy, by all accounts, is a fucking nightmare. Especially because the balloons that you could gather in the race spawn randomly. Meaning sometimes you'll get a great balloon pattern, and you'll pick up a bunch of them. And other times, you'll find yourself struggling to get even a few. When Yevon's sky demons aren't absolutely obliterating you, you'll find the Chocobo trainer robbing you of every balloon in your path, leaving you with nothing. So yeah, this trophy sucks. Do you see how masterfully I weave around the balloons as to not pick them up? It's like the goal was to avoid them. In which case, I did a tremendous job. No! God, I hate just perfectly... I do it every time! Okay, don't get so mad. Don't get so fucking emotional, bro. You can still do this. You fucking... It's okay, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I may have won, but that was your best run yet. I may have shit down your throat, but hey, good try, kiddo. Better luck next time. Nothing personal, kid. Like, I swear to God, it's the Chocobo is like partly to blame for a lot of the missed balloons. No joke. Like, I want to take the widest turns sometimes to get a balloon, and the Chocobo, like, physically won't let you. It is so frustrating. The chocobo almost infuriates me more than the damn birds. I'm not even joking. It controls like ass. Like, again, the fact that it'll force itself into a particular direction instead of going the way you want it to, that is so bullshit I didn't pick that one up. We both got hit by the same bird? That could even happen? No! I mean, see, I had to get hit by those birds if I wanted this balloon, though. That's the problem. It was either get hit or willingly forfeit the balloon. But I need them to get this fucking trophy. Like, what do you want from me? Fuck! Oh, she's in front of me. I really wish there was a pause the game and restart option. I fucking hate that there isn't. I have to suffer the entire race, only to know from the beginning that I'm not getting it. Ah! Sorry. Oh my, how did I miss that? And she, like, took all of them, dude. Spawned on my... No! That is literally the most evil thing this minigame can do. The birds will spawn on your head, making the hit unavoidable, and you get comboed by all of them. Ah, Chocobo didn't want me to get that one. Sucks when Chocobo also doesn't want me to win. Like, I really wish he did want to win. I feel like we'd have a much better chance. After about an hour of racing the trainer, over and over hoping for good RNG, I was finally able to get the God Run. And with that, finally earning the trophy. And now with access to both the Chocobo as well as the airship, we are now able to go and get the last 2 Albed primers that could not be found otherwise. And so I went ahead and scooped up those for the trophy. Now there was only one Chocobo related trophy left to obtain. And although this one is also one of the more difficult trophies in the game, it's definitely not as bad as what we just went through. And with a little bit of practice and trial and error, this was absolutely doable. For this trophy, I would have to beat the champion's Chocobo in a race, with the added caveat that I had to loot 5 treasure chests during the race and still come in first. At first, this may seem impossible to do, but trust me, the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Once you memorize the treasure chest's location, it simply becomes a matter of effectively reducing your time. You can do this successfully by making sure that your turns aren't too wide. And don't let the Chocobo drag himself against the edges of the track. Try to keep him as center as possible. I find the worst thing that could fuck you over during this race is when the camera suddenly changes. This creates an issue of having you hold the analog in a suboptimal direction, since the shift in perspective catches you off guard, causing you to have to readjust the analog within a split second. At first, this is very frustrating, but once you replay the race enough times, you'll be able to anticipate this before it happens, and be able to adjust your analog's direction as the camera changes. This will make the transition so much smoother, and eventually you won't be losing any time, and your movement will become flawless. Once you've mastered these concepts, you'll find that you could come in first place more consistently, and more importantly, you will have earned the trophy for doing so. Now you'll notice that my prize for winning the race was the Cloudy Mirror. I would need this in order to tackle my next trophy for finding all of the celestial weapons, which are the most powerful weapons in the game. Now, when you acquire your first celestial weapon, it actually starts out pretty horrible. This is because each weapon has 2 different components that could be combined with the weapon in order to change it into its most powerful form. But what's interesting about the actual trophy is that this is not required in order to get it. We just have to obtain the weapons themselves. Upgrading them isn't necessary. This is kind of silly though, because these weapons are absolutely essential for the late game, and we kind of need them to be at their most powerful state. I'll talk more about why later, but trust me, this is absolutely necessary, and so I would proceed to find and locate as many components for the celestial weapons as possible. One of these components was actually locked behind another trophy for obtaining every single summon in the game, two of which are very well hidden, but with the airship I was now able to go find them. The first one I went for was Anima. In order to get this Aeon, you will have to have found every secret treasure during the Cloister of Trials, and once you've found all 6, then the Aeon is yours. And the last summon that I needed was the Magus Sisters, and in order to get this Aeon, I had to prove to this chick that I was the better summoner, and so I proceeded to humble her.
Choose your Aeon well, summoner.
Oh, I'll choose well. I choose the W. Okay. Oh my. That didn't happen. No fucking way. What the fuck? You want to run that by me again? Choose your Aeon well. Chooses the most OP one every time. Well, I did just get it. Why not abuse it? Plus, it makes this real fucking simple. Boom. Whoa! I didn't expect to get this just yet. That's some big dick demoge. God, I fucking love the Aeons in this game, man. What the shit, bro? Daigoro for trillion damage? Nah. Why the fuck do I keep missing? What is happening? Okay, you better get hit, you motherfucker. There we go. Ah, shit. I won't be able to bring my Anima. Surely I'll still win. Good night! I just bitch smacked him twice for GG. What do we got here? You've broken the seal, but not completely. Try using the flower scepter? Yep. You've broken the seal. Completely. Oh, Lord. What have I done? Delta attack. Obtain the Magus Sisters. Summon Master. Obtain all Aeons. Yes, sir. Another one of the celestial weapon upgrades was locked behind Blitzball, and so I decided to dive into the Blitzball grind. There's also a trophy associated with Blitzball to unlock all of Wakka's overdrives, the first of which could be unlocked for winning your first tournament, which is 3 matches long. It was then that I came face to face with the greatest challenge to overcome in this entire minigame, the Albed Sykes. The fucking goalie has 18 catch? Are you kidding me?
Nope.
What the? How am I ever gonna score a goal on him? Nimruk is the best goalie in the game? He's broken! Holy fuck, that guy? There's not a doubt in my mind he is abusing performance enhancers, chat. He is roided up. There's no way that through natural talent that he's able to block those shots, my dude. No fucking way. He has to be juicing. There's no other explanation. Alright, where is this fuck? Him! Here he is! Contract 24 games? Wait, so I'm fucked. I can't get him? Oh no. Fucking hell. Wait, what the hell am I gonna do now? Yeah, beating these guys felt borderline undoable, and so I decided to throw money at the problem. I would travel all around the world, hiring the greatest blitzball players that Spira has to offer. There she is. What up? I hear you're pretty good at blitzball.
Now you work for me, bitch.
With these guys on my team, I was able to see a huge difference in the quality of my matches, and my blitzball team had become the equivalent of an Avengers level threat. Well, I've heard amazing things about this goalie. Pussy! I didn't go for the shot. Was too frightened. Didn't even get to the goalie, and now Brother's got the ball. You have no hope of catching him. He's gone, dude. He's so gone. You're just in his bubble trail. Okay, I can't break, but I can sure as shit shoot. Bam. In. Brother's so broken, dude. But my shoot is so damn high that I might actually get it past 3 people. That is insane. I think it's still going in. No! That was so in, and I really wanted to know that it was. Motherfucker, dude. I do like that. Bam! No way you're breaking this, man. With the Jet Shot as your bread and butter, combined with an all-star team, I would easily win all my matches in tournament mode, popping the trophy for winning my first tournament. And this would also unlock Waka's first overdrive as well. The next of Waka's overdrives would be the first place prize for League mode, which lasts 10 games long. As long as you win the vast majority of your games, you'll be guaranteed first. And I quite literally never lost a game. Bro, this guy doesn't get to play often, but when he does, okay, I'm convinced that if I pass it to brother here, he can get around the map before anyone catches him. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Oh, fuck, it's close. But no, he's too fast. Brother is way too fucking broken, dude. This character. I just corralled them all to the side, so now there's no one around to stop Titus. That's why brother's broken as fuck. And now that's the goal, baby. Slowly but surely, I was able to unlock Waka's second overdrive. The third and final overdrive would be obtained for coming in first in yet another tournament. And so that was easy enough. And that was the trophy. Now, if you want to fully upgrade Waka's celestial weapon, you'll have to come in first in League mode once again, which means another 10 matches. If you do this, overall Blitzball is going to last 26 games long in total. And this will take several hours to accomplish. And it was at this point that Blitzball had become stagnant. By game 17, I already had my fill of Blitzball, and I didn't want to play anymore, so these 10 additional games were pretty brutal to get through. I find Blitzball to be a genuinely pretty fun minigame. However, I will say that the only shitty thing about it is that it does unfortunately overstay its welcome. But I did manage to win an additional 10 games, and so I was able to fully upgrade Waka's celestial weapon. With Blitzball out of the way, my focus had turned to hunting the remaining celestial weapons. The weapons themselves were not too difficult to obtain, and so I got the trophy without issue. Fully upgrading the weapons, however, would take some time, and many of the components had some unique requirements in order to get them. One of the final weapon upgrades I needed was also locked behind a trophy, and it was no doubt the most difficult skill-related trophy in the game. To earn this upgrade, I would have to make my way back to the Thunder Plains and dodge 200 consecutive bolts of lightning in a row. And no, there is absolutely no way to get around this requirement. You cannot dodge X amount of lightning bolts and then go save and come back, because leaving the room or getting hit by a lightning bolt will reset the in-game counter. And so this has to be done in one shot. Normally, the lightning bolts will spawn randomly as you make your way across the plains. However, there is a great spot in the area that you can use to guarantee the lightning's location every single time you pass over it, which allows you to better anticipate the timing of your dodge, making this trophy much easier to get. Dodging 200 lightning bolts in a row takes roughly around 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how fast you're triggering the lightning. For me, it was closer to 20 minutes, because I was focusing on a comfortable rhythmic pace, rather than stressing myself out trying to do it as fast as possible. On my first attempt, I had dropped the ball at 112 dodges. Fuck! This was upsetting, but not bad for a first try. The most difficult thing about this trophy is keeping your mind focused on dodging for such a long period of time, and not letting your intrusive thoughts run away with you. I was already battling the urge to stay positive, when all of a sudden someone turns the vacuum on, and pushes it right up against my door. This made keeping my concentration very difficult, and as a result, my second try was just straight up content. I fucked up my 197th dodge. 196. I was literally 3 away from getting the trophy. You can't make this shit up. But I didn't let it get to me, and I've had plenty of practice over the past couple years of trophy hunting. As a result, I have a pretty strong mental game, and I was immediately able to bounce back straight into my third attempt, without dwelling on my stupendous fuck up. And wouldn't you know it, the third time was indeed the charm, because I had successfully done it and earned my trophy. Yeah, you can't make that shit up, dude. If I dropped it at 196, holy fuck, it was legend! It was at this point that we enter the most repetitive and time-consuming part of the Platinum journey. The 2 biggest time sinks in this game is to capture 10 of every single fiend throughout each location in the game, and to grind as many sphere levels for all of your party members as possible. You will spend more time doing both of these things more than anything else in the game. This will take you hours upon hours. We need 10 of every fiend in order to unlock the super boss Nemesis, which is required for the Platinum. And we need to fill out the entire sphere grid, including all of the empty nodes, for every single one of your party members. This is where the trophy hunt for most people just doesn't seem worth the trouble anymore. And honestly, I don't blame them for feeling that way. You're essentially spending several hours repeating the same action over and over. The only reason I'm willing to do it for my second time, by the way, is because Final Fantasy X is one of my absolute favorite video games of all time. I grew up replaying this game throughout my childhood. This game means so much to me on a personal level. But for those of you who can't relate, I would imagine this would be a very daunting task. You really have to want it in order to do these kinds of things. The final push for the Platinum in this game is brutal. Although there are ways to make the grind more manageable, like creating customized weapons in order to boost the shit out of your experience multiplier, helps immensely with this task. And so I made it a point to create as many of those as possible, and I was able to level up my characters much faster because of it. Once you've leveled up enough, the issue becomes giving your characters the proper stats, because the enemies that you need to farm in the monster arena are extremely powerful, but they drop some of the best items in the game, and so it's important that we're strong enough to be able to kill them repeatedly. And this is essentially what the endgame grind has been building up to, in order to make your characters as powerful as they possibly can be. Once you've grinded enough stats in the sphere grid, your characters should now have the power of God in anime, meaning you should now be strong enough to take on the Dark Aeons, which are some of the most powerful bosses in the game. Your characters need to have maxed out stats in order to even stand a chance against them. Now I know what you're thinking, but why not just Zanmato all of the Dark Aeons? And yes, for the most part, you can successfully do this. However, one of the Dark Aeons has to be fought and killed 5 times in a row without leaving the area. And of course, as fate would have it, it's Dark Yojimbo. Because he has to be killed 5 times, the chances of getting 5 Zanmatos in a row is a bit of a pain in the ass. I may be the Zanmato Whisperer, but even I don't like those odds. And so I decided to just fight him normally. Even with maxed out stats, Dark Yojimbo is still a huge threat, being able to almost wipe out my entire party with a single strike. But lucky for me, one of my party members by the name of Riku is the most overpowered party member in the game. The reason for this is because of her crazy powerful overdrives that do just so many incredible things for you. The one I was using in this fight, for example, would significantly boost the defensive stats for everyone in the party, and on the off chance that one of them would go down, they would be automatically resurrected. And this is just one of the insane overdrives that Riku has access to. This combined with Wakka's electric blitzball boogaloo, and I was able to consistently defeat Dark Yojimbo. I did fight some of the other Dark Aeons legitimately as well, and if I really wanted to, I know I could have beaten all of them without using Zanmato, but fighting them all legit would have required even more pre-battle setup and time investment. And so I said, fuck it. I'm already over 100 hours into this platinum. I might as well save myself some time wherever I can. So why was I even fighting the Dark Aeons, you may be wondering? Well, there's a trophy to defeat an optional boss, and he can only be unlocked after defeating all of the Dark Aeons. Once you do, you can now challenge the strongest boss in the game, Penance. But hilariously enough, even this dipshit is no match for Zanmato. And so I would quite literally pay to win for my trophy. The last super boss with a trophy in the game was Nemesis. In order to fight him, I would first have to defeat every single one of the Monster Tamer's special creations. Most of them did very little to stop my progress at this point, as I had just become far too powerful. Occasionally, there was one or two really annoying creations to deal with, but whenever I would become even remotely impatient, then it was time to throw some of my fuck you money at the game to solve my problems. Before long, I had access to the Nemesis, but before I would slay him, he actually had the very last overdrive that Kimahri still needed in order to get the trophy. And so I would go ahead and steal that before sending his ass to the Shadow Realm with all of the other post-game bosses. And doing so would earn me yet another trophy. With all of the super bosses defeated, the only thing I had left to do was to fully complete the sphere grid for each and every one of my party members, which was an extremely time-consuming endeavor that pushes the game's platinum runtime well over the 100-hour mark for most people. But hey, what can I say? This is the game so nice, you platinum it twice. And so that's what I did. But wait, Matt, what about the last few trophies? For offering a bribe of over 100,000 gil to an enemy, buying a bunch of bullshit from the guys at the theater, stealing with Riku 200 times, finding all of the Jex spheres throughout Spira, watching that really shitty cutscene showing what happens after you beat the game, and last but certainly not least, actually beating the game. And yes, those are all trophies, but they're not particularly interesting, are they? But interesting or not, I got all those trophies as well. So was it worth it? Well, for me, absolutely. I can't put a price on a game that I treasure this deeply. But for the casual gamer, that really depends. I think any fan of the JRPG genre should absolutely experience this game. No question. But whether or not it's worth it to actually go for the Platinum Trophy, I'd say unless you feel as passionately as I do about this game, then it's probably not worth the time investment. Because the post-game grind is an absolute beast. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you guys enjoyed it, check out some of the other JRPG games I've covered the Platinum Trophy for here on my channel.